Hello, and welcome to the 7th episode of What If Civilization Started on Another Planet. Now, last episode, we really did focus on the island nations, and we will continue to, but we're right now going to focus on the mainland for mostly this episode, but we will come back to these guys for some pretty important things, especially these two. So, first off, there's been chaos here. These countries are panicking, they're gonna lose power. Although somehow the strongest country is still down here, they're about to get practically overtaken by these two, which still have the ability to expand. So I did say we're going to stay on the mainland, but in a last-ditch effort, well, not last-ditch, but the red team is still going to do some expansion because, well, they're still very powerful and have the ability to do that. So that's what they are going to do, and make a pretty long border, right? With the I'm pretty sure it's the dark red country, if I am not mistaken. So they're going to make some large exploration like around here, which is pretty good, which does allow them to do a lot more expansion, and does also just automatically help out the what's it called, the dark red team, or is this brown? I can't tell. Color blindness, yay! So they also do some slight expansion, but not much though. But anyways, let's focus on here. First off, the blue team. They have not been touched for a long time, and they're seeking for expansion as a lot of problems are going to begin to emerge. But first off, who? Red team? No. This gray team? No. Who else do you border? This country, who is crippling and probably just gonna like already get like overtaken by some other country like the brown team, which they do not want. So what are they gonna do? Well, take over. Yeah, I mean that one was kind of simple and obvious because they're probably their weakest nape. Wait, do they have a border? Hold on, this river, gotta take it off. Oh my goodness, they actually have a border there. Well, I don't have to take this off for now. So basically, unsurprisingly, this goes fairly well, and they do quickly take over the capital, seeing how close it was, and they just kind of overrun the entire country just like that. Well, that was fast. All right, so in this peace negotiation, unsurprisingly, these guys lose. Okay, I'm gonna turn the rivers off. These guys lost quite a hefty amount of land. I mean, there's not really much they could do, and well, I get the only reason for the record they didn't take all the land is because they don't want to upset some countries like the red team, which if they get too powerful, they could be like, oh, that's not very good, and they're going to try to take them over. So you have to go little by little. Their next target probably being the crippling this thing. I don't even know if that's barely classified as a country, if I'm going to be honest. But we're going to focus on these guys now. I can turn this back on. Basically, here is this is something, I can tell you that. Well, there isn't particularly much beef. Actually, no, there is. These two, because well, these two are fine. They have no real like hate relationships. These two a little upset at each other because who's going to be the strongest? Who's going to be stronger? That's their little thing. But currently, the blue team is going to do some expansion this way, mostly because well they also don't want to get like trapped like a certain amount of countries that has already happened to. So that's going to happen right there. So a little hook kind of thing right there. That's what a lot of countries use, at least nowadays. But doing this causes a pretty large problem. You see, doing this also means that you block off a certain country. And that country is the Cyan country. Now, this means that they can't expand anymore. And well, they're a very powerful country, and if they had the ability to, they could expand a lot more. But someone just blocked them from doing that, which means they're going to start slowly losing and become weaker and weaker compared to other countries. So what are they going to do? War. War is going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So, first off, unsurprisingly, while it was expected for this country to attack the blue team, the blue team didn't really expect it to happen like now or like this early, which was a little scary. First off, they start losing quite a bit of land, and especially up here, there's just like a big bulge kind of happening, hopefully to separate this part of the country. So that was the original plan until, well, they decided to get their troops and make a very large pushback down here. And, well, doesn't the counteroffensive, well, goes very well and takes away a lot of taken land. But here's the thing, that's not going to last for long because, well, they're going to be supplied by a certain friend of theirs. Yeah, the Grey Team, which is still a pretty powerful country for even after everything. So even though they are able to collect like and get all of this, it's probably going to be as much as they're going to be able to get for now until a large wave of troops way down here starts sweeping around and do get concerningly close to the capital, which is a little scary, but they do get to the this little ocean. I forgot there's no like real name for it, and they slowly are able to make like a counter-offensive, which is very good. But you see, this country is now in a bit of a pickle. So what do? Well, they sell extra land. The brown team been very dormant and probably preparing for some like more exploration somewhere. Well, they get the offer, and they're fairly rich and powerful. Actually, they're probably on that list of top 10, but doesn't matter. So they actually buy a large portion of the land, only keeping this much because, well, they're in a bit of a pickle. And if it's really necessary, they'll just sell the entire island, like the rest of their little claim. So, yeah. But these two are pals, so the brown team will send them a couple supplies just to, like, slightly help out. But, yeah, that isn't the most useful, although it's still something. But, with a bunch of extra money now and some aid from the brown team, they're able to make a pretty big pushback way here and even here. These guys make a very large breakthrough and split the country into two, which is a bit of a problem because, well, it's a very long country, you see, and yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem, you see, because there's a northern part and a southern part, and you have to go all the way around to communicate, which is a bit of a problem. But other countries see this and decide, we're going to take this land as well. So the pink team seizes opportunity with little to no resistance and take over a large portion of this. And yeah, my goodness, yeah, they take like a large part, leaving only like some of this, which the rest of the brown team, which the rest of the blue team decide to quickly sweep up and just kind of finish up. Now, but they are kind of held back right here, but do make a small breakthrough right here. But you know who's also going to join in? This country, who's also been dormant and who originally broke away from the Grey Team. So yeah, they're also going to begin to take some more land for themselves. And this was extremely unexpected, which is why they are losing so greatly now. And now they have to focus on two fronts, which isn't very good, which is just making them fall back more and more until they decide to surrender, which you could see isn't the greatest. But what they do is actually surrender to this country because if they were to lose land, they would want to lose land to this country more than the other one. So that is why. All right. So in this peace negotiation, basically the Sign team got what they feared worst, them being split into multiple countries and getting some land annexed. So first off, this is detrimental. Large population here. They didn't get that much land, honestly, taken away from them from these two countries, mostly because the people would be a problem in these countries, which they honestly probably don't want to happen, because that would probably be pretty bad. And these countries just kind of exist now, which is for them absolutely terrifying because now they have been kind of crumbled, just like this what's it called, the Sand Country did. And now look at them. Although you're still much more powerful than them, but now you're weaker than your ally, which is the Gray Team. Whew. And oh, forgot to fix this. But yeah, with all this, they did decide to sell all the land from this island, and I kind of forgot to color that in. But now there's only 2 countries that control this island. But it's interesting, I must say. But here's the thing: the blue team. Let's focus on them for a little. They still have their little strategy, but it has had to slow down because again they're not the most powerful, so they can only expand so much. They're able to explore the entire river, which is absolutely massive, and this is very useful because rivers are very valuable, and they are able to expand a little more and even a little over here. But that is probably going to be all for a pretty large minute or hot second. I don't know, because well, here's the thing. Again, I already specified they're not that powerful, but also because a country here has actually formed from well, mostly this country because they feared of the war and moved all the way down here. They did not want to be anywhere near of anything. They want to be related to anything here that happened. So, is this too similar? No, it's not. They decided to make their own country, which is way down here in this area. All right, so this little country right here is honestly isn't that weak because this is easily one of the most populated countries. I'm thinking, well, they're definitely like top 3, maybe even top 2 most populated countries, if not top 1. I honestly have no clue what place they would be, but definitely top 3 at least. But so that's why such a large population of them make a pretty large country, honestly. And doing this has formed this country, which is going to make their capital right here. Wow. But them too, while not that large, shall try to do some exploring, at least in case. So when they are ready and powerful enough to expand, they already have some land ready to explore. So that's what they're going to do right now. These 2 are quite upset, I must say. Shockingly, I know. So the Gray Team and the Cyan Team kind of just have to sit there because, well, obviously the Blue Team isn't going to allow them to expand more, at least into these countries. So, that's, yeah, they're kind of stuck here now, which is, a little scary, but, they're fine, right? But, that is something, I must say. Whew. Okay. Now, the Pink Team. They've also gone very large, and, probably a little, maybe too large. No, not too large, but population-wise. So they have a pretty small population, and they just took, well, not too much land, only like maybe this much, I'm pretty sure. This, that was a pretty big chunk of population from this country. So a lot of those people are pretty upset about being a part of this country, so they're gonna rebel. But here's the thing. It's not gonna go too well because, well, they can't really do too much. I mean, they definitely can because they're honestly a pretty large chunk of the population because this is one of the least populated countries compared like density. Yes, I think yeah, like the size of their density. So right, density map. I think. God, I'm so whatever. So point is, they're gonna make some expansion up this way, and well, they're gonna try to capture some coast to kind of like block off and slowly like encircle the country, at least the capital, which would be good if, well, they weren't that powerful. But these guys, while still very underpopulated, still have a decently sized army and a whole bunch of resources, which means they are allowed. I mean, yes, they are able to push back a bunch, which you can see is quite detrimental and kind of get crushed right here. But this leaves a certain opening for this country here to jump in and take this land as an excuse for saying, well, technically that was them, not us attacking you, but us attacking them. So, yeah, these guys just kind of have to deal with it because, well, they probably aren't going to attack this country just yet because that much people would just make it even worse. Because who knows, after some time, for all you know, they could have already won, and that would have been really bad. But because of this, they're actually not going to expand much more, and take a little breather and calm down for a second. And, yeah, you know what this means? Here, we're back to the islands. Probably one of the most chaotic places besides this little area right here. Just like the Balkans, my goodness. This country has succeeded with what they wanted, and, well, that was unifying this island. Well, here's the problem. The problem with this country is that they still have a large population from this country, still like right down here, which either want their independence or want to rejoin this country. So, with some fueling and helping from the dark red country, the orange country is actually split into two, practically, from the uprising of the people. So let me just quickly do that. So yeah, this little uprising is not very good because, well, like look at this. They already have taken like half the land and are quickly already taking like most of this peninsula. Like do a little more here, which is pretty catastrophic damage, and they're just gonna keep making this more and more until they're finally stopped by the river and here with a pretty large pushback that does go successfully here, but is still kind of blocked by this part of the river, which is honestly pretty scary, seeing that this revolt is very powerful, which makes you start to question if they're really doing this on their own, or they might be getting some aid from some other countries. I'm pondering only who that could possibly be. So, these guys realize that it's probably the dark red team, and unless they somehow magically get a really strong pushback, they are not going to really win, because more and more supplies are being given to this country, which is just absolutely decimating this country. So you can see how this is going very poorly, and that is why this country surrenders, because they probably would have lost if they didn't, mostly because they're being fueled by this country, and even are sending some of their soldiers there to help, just to free this country, or mostly their people, I guess. So, yeah. Alright, in this peace negotiation, it is very detrimental. Well, they're lucky that they didn't get most of their valuable lands with the people and everything, but they lost a very large amount of land to this country, which yeah, unsurprisingly they're not very happy about it. Well, you can also see that they really just blocked off a large amount of their coast. Like come on, this was unnecessary. But now they just have that much less land to be able for like naval ports and stuff. So the conquest of the Orange team, unifying the island, is back in progress and not done. And well, automatically these two are going to have pretty good relations, honestly. And the Brown team, well, they are going to do some more expansion, and luckily be able to discover the entire island, which is nice, but does leave a bit of a thing, because there is quite a lot of people which migrated from the Orange team to the Brown team seeking for a better life, but honestly, it's not much better here, and it's kind of equal, I guess. That's before the war, kind of obviously, but a lot of people from this country here decided to move up here and take the rest of this land. You could tell even the people of these two countries just hate each other. Like, it's just chaos. Nobody likes each other, and it's very interesting to say the least. So yeah, this country very swiftly is able to snatch all the land that was not taken yet from this country, and well, naturally these guys are pretty pissed, but are gonna leave them alone for now because they really don't want to get in a conflict right now because you're about to see why. This part of the country, yeah, they didn't really want to be a part of this or the crown country, so they're gonna break away. So basically, with not too much difficulty, this instantly that like half of this part right here is kind of just like instantly taken over, and they're making pretty quick gains with little to no problem because well yeah, you could see that this wasn't the most protected, which the red team realizes, and they seem to be like addicted to this island, so they're going to instantly snatch a bunch of the land, and boom, they already got a bunch of that because of course they had to. But yeah, these guys are going to take the rest of this, and well, they do try to make a couple landings that do fail, and at that point they just decide to leave it for a peace negotiation. So yeah. Alright, so in this peace negotiation, it's pretty honestly interesting because first off, this country was hoping for this entire part, only got half of it, because if these guys really pushed it, they would get decimated if these guys really put the effort. And well, they kind of had to agree with the red team because they are like the number one, maybe now number two. These guys probably surpass them, if I'm gonna be honest. But I mean, maybe, yeah, I think just barely they probably surpass them. But yeah, yikes. They are very close though, so there is that. But it's pretty scary, honestly. So this is becoming a pretty scary world because some powers are becoming very powerful, and there's becoming a larger and larger gap between certain countries. Like, for example, these guys are pretty powerful, and then there's a big gap in strength. So it's interesting, to say the least, I guess. Well, they do want to keep their title for powerful countries, so they're going to do a bunch of that, and actually, in the meantime, also discover a little river area. Well, which is pretty useful, honestly, for whenever they are able to expand to this area. But yeah, these guys are going to do some last minute expansion right now, and call it for a day, because I'm going to end this video now, because I've been recording for like 36 minutes. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video, and yeah, I don't really have much else to say, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Maybe like and subscribe.